Hello and welcome to today's lesson. We're tackling three of the smallest yet most important words in the English language, a, an, and the. These are our articles. Think of articles as signals. They indicate whether you are talking about something general or something specific. We divide articles into two main groups: indefinite articles a and an, and the definite article the. Let's dive into each one, starting with the indefinite articles. The indefinite articles a and an mean one of many or anyone. We use them for singular, countable nouns only. You can't use a or an with plural nouns like chairs or uncountable nouns like water. Now let's look at the choice between a and an. This choice is based entirely on the sound of the following word. First, let's talk about Rule 1a. Use a. We use a when the word that immediately follows it starts with a consonant sound. For example, if I say, I need a pen, the word pen starts with a P sound. Another example is, she works at a big company, where big starts with a B sound. It was a nice day. In this case, nice starts with an N sound. This rule also includes words that start with a vowel letter but sound like a consonant. For example, the U in university sounds like U, ya, so we say, he attends a university. Another example is, that is a unique situation. Now let's move on to Rule 1b, use an. We use an when the word that immediately follows it starts with a vowel sound. The vowel sounds are usually made by the letters A, E, I, O, U. For example, I ate an apple. Here, apple starts with an A sound. They need an umbrella. In this case, umbrella starts with a U sound. It was an easy test. In this sentence, easy starts with an E sound. This rule even applies when the letter is a consonant but the sound is a vowel. A common example is the silent H in the words hour or honest. For instance, I waited for an hour. The H is silent, so it sounds like hour. Another example is, he is an honest man. Now let's summarize the usage of a and an. You should use a or an when you are introducing a noun for the first time. You might say, that is a bird. Here we are talking about any bird, not a specific one. Another example is, he is an engineer. This means he is one job title among many. Next, we move on to the definite article. The is the definite article, and it is the most frequent word in English. We use the when the listener or reader already knows exactly which specific person, place, or thing you are talking about. This is crucial because they can be used with singular, plural, and uncountable nouns. Let's explore Rule 2a, using the for prior knowledge. Once a noun has been mentioned, it becomes specific and you must use the from then on. For example, I bought a new book yesterday. Here, we use a because it's the first time you mention the book. Then you can say, the book is about science. In this case, we use the because we both know which book you are talking about. Now let's move to Rule 2b, using the for unique items. Use the when the thing you are talking about is unique or there is only one of it in the context of the world or the situation. For example, the sun is hot, there's only one sun. Another example is, the president is speaking. Usually there is only one president in a specific country at a time. You might also say, please close the door. In this case, you are referring to the specific door in the room we are in. Next, we have Rule 2c, using the with superlatives and ordinal numbers. We use the before superlatives like the best or the tallest. We also use it with ordinal numbers like the first or the second. For example, she is the best student in the class. Here you are identifying her as the top student among all. Another example is, this is the third time I have called. You are indicating a specific instance. Now let's look at Rule 2d, using the with geographic features. The is used for certain geographical terms. For example, we say the Nile River or the Atlantic Ocean. We also use the for mountain ranges like the Alps or the Himalayas, and for groups of islands such as the Bahamas. It's important to note that we do not use the before names of countries, e.g. France, cities, e.g. Tokyo, or single mountains, e.g. Mount Everest. Now let's discuss the zero article, which is when you don't need any article at all. This is called the zero article. We use it when we are talking about general concepts or large groups. Rule 3a covers general plural nouns. When you are talking about all of something in a general way, do not use an article. For example, dogs are friendly animals. In this case, you are speaking about dogs in general. Another example is, I like apples. Here, you are referring to apples generally, not specific ones. To contrast this, consider the sentence, pass me the apples on the table. Now you are being specific about which apples you want. Next, we have Rule 3b, uncountable nouns in general. Use no article when referring to uncountable nouns like liquids, materials, or abstract ideas generally. For example, water is essential for life. In this sentence, you are talking about water in a general sense. Another example is, she is studying history. Here, history is an abstract idea. You might also say, I need advice. In this case, it's general advice, not specific advice. Now let's move to Rule 3c, meals, time, and abstract institutions. We often omit articles before the names of meals, months, days, and common institutions. For example, we eat dinner at 7 p.m. In this sentence, you are talking about the meal in general. Another example is, I go to school every day. Here, you refer to the activity of going to school, not the building itself. Additionally, you might say, I start my new job in December. In this case, you are mentioning a month. As we wrap up, remember the main rules we discussed today. A and an are used for unspecific, singular, countable nouns. These used for specific nouns that are already known or unique. Lastly, the zero article is used for general plural nouns or uncountable nouns. Keep practicing these small signals. Listening carefully to native speakers is the best way to develop your intuition for using a, an, and the correctly. You're doing great.